Okay, I'm going to read this. Today is the third IndyCar Series race at Iowa Speedway. And from the very beginning, the Iowa Corn N250 has been the premier event on our schedule. We have a record crowd this weekend, and all the additional seating in place is sold out as well. We have been in conversation with the IndyCar Racing Series about expanding the relationship from the original 3-year contract, and we are currently working with Terry and the league to finalize a multi-year agreement. We continue to develop this event and are excited about its potential and feel great about the current agreement we're working on. And as a result, we want to share this great news with everyone here today.
Terry?
Well, as Stan said, we are very excited about being here. We're excited to be here every year. I think this year is even more special because of the opportunity to extend this into the future. When we show up, from people at the airport to people at the hotels to fans in and around the grounds, you're made to feel very welcome, and that doesn't happen in every market. But we love the configuration, the distance of the track. It works so well for us. It works for us on every level. So again, we're just happy to be here and happy to extend it into the foreseeable future.
I just want to thank the IndyCar Series for their continued commitment to Iowa Speedway. Also want to extend a personal thank you to Terry and Stan for their behind-the-scenes work, again, to continue the partnership for Iowa Speedway and the IndyCar Series. What excites me is when you look out there, Iowa Speedway is going to hopefully continue to be part of the exclusive racing venues that host the IndyCar Series. And that will solidify Iowa Speedway as one of the top motorsports venues in the world. That's exciting. I mean, Iowa Speedway, it's exciting times to be at Iowa Speedway, and really for the state of Iowa, but most importantly, for the IndyCar fans throughout the upper Midwest. We have actually sold tickets to our race today in 24 states. So I think that says a lot about Iowa Speedway and our future, and we look forward to many years with the IndyCar Series.
Thank you, gentlemen. We'll open up to a few questions for the room here. Luke?
Sure.
Luke Merritt, Associated Press. What are the specific terms of the deal? So how many years is it, the extension?
Right now we're looking at a 2-year extension, which again, we feel good about. It works for the Speedway, works for us. And again, we have a number of different configurations and sanction agreements from 1 year to multi-year. And again, this seems to work well for both of us, and again, excited to be working on it. And again, no issues left undone other than getting it done. So again, excited about it.
Don?
Don T. with Autosport Radio. Mr. Clement, the success of this place since the first day we've been here, as Terry alluded to, the fans, everybody is excited to see us. You see banners and posters everywhere. You think the success of this track is because it's basically in the middle of nowhere. There's not a whole lot of competition. People are looking.
Phrase that a little
What do you
bit.
say?
Well, there's an airport right outside the door, I guess, so that makes it. But it's in an area where people, are looking for things to do, and there are a lot of race fans in here. So this is an absolutely ideal location. It's accessible, as you said, 24 states. People come. This is the greatest location that I think you could have found, and did you intentionally do that?
Well, you just pretty well answered all your own questions. Didn't he, Terry? Yeah, this was a cornfield. We carved it out. But most importantly, the fans in the Midwest have always been here. They've always gone to the Indy 500. So we just bring it closer to them with a different type of track. Interstate 80, the central part of the upper Midwest, as Jerry mentioned, as well as the airport. When we first talked about this and visiting with Rusty Wallace, I'm showing him all of this in his hauler years ago. We went over everything, and he says, "What's that over there?" And I said, "That's an airport." And he says, "I'm all over it." So you pretty well said everything but the airport, but that's how it all happened. The fans are here, and if it wasn't for the fans, we wouldn't be here. They support us just unbelievably.
One additional comment on what Stan said is there's studies done throughout the country by independent groups, And in the upper Midwest, 70% of all people are race fans up here. So we are in the heart of America, in the heart of race country. And obviously, in the state of Iowa, I think there's, what, 68 or 69 tracks alone. So I think it's built in the perfect spot.
Any other questions?
Andy Garman from Channel 8 here in Des Moines. Is there any talk about, is this on?
Yes, it is.
Okay, good. I understand what you're saying, Stan, I can hardly hear. Is there talk at all about moving it during the schedule, or you have to use the slot that this race has every year compared to the rest of the season?
We talked a little bit about that, and again, there is some flexibility here, but we work very hard to make sure that it works for both sides. We have no incentive to try to force a date on a venue that doesn't work for them, and so far it's been easy, it's worked well, and I think this time of year works well for us. So, you know, things may move a week or two, but again, in the foreseeable future, they may have some options if they would like to select a different date, but it's working well for us in and around this date.
You talk about the fans with the economy the way it is. You know, you said it's all okay. Yeah, no problem. I'm Emily from WHO TV in Des Moines. You talk about it's all about the fans. What does it say that even in this tough economy, fans are still coming out in record numbers?
I think it just is a testimony, again, to the value of Iowa Speedway. For starters, the Iowa Corn Indy 250 has been our premier event since the beginning, like Stan said initially. We're an open wheel country. These drivers are going to average 185 miles an hour. They're going to do laps in just short of 18 seconds. But beyond that, it's all about entertainment value. And I believe Iowa Speedway has benefited, and I know this sounds kind of backwards, but I think we've benefited from the economy because people now are really scrutinizing where they're going to spend their entertainment dollars. They're going to entertain themselves, but less. And so they're really going to look hard at it. And when you can come out to Iowa Speedway, and you know, on a season ticket basis for the average of about $25 to $30 for the best seat in the house, you get world-class racing, you get nationally acclaimed concert acts, you get fireworks, tailgating, racing simulators, a midway like the State Fair. You can't get that anywhere else in Iowa except here. And so I think it's a testimony for what we've got product-wise from an entertainment standpoint. I'm prejudiced, but I think that's why it's working.
You talk about wanting to extend it, you know, the whole intention is there, but can you talk about maybe why, you know, those final, you know, T's and I's aren't fully formed?
Pretty simple, Rob. We've been busy. No, we're getting there. Just putting the final details to it. And as Terry mentioned, the date we would like to announce at the same time. Their schedule will be complete within, what, 30 days or the end of July. So we want to make sure it all fits with all of us, as he earlier mentioned.
Any other questions? Don?
Terry, when you're approached by a racetrack that wants the series to there, what is it you look at to see how it fits to what the league's plan is? What are the criteria in which you say, this track will work or this one won't?
It's a great question, Don, and it really is, and we use balance a lot in how we describe our approach to business, and it really is. You kind of first and foremost, as you well know, we started as an oval-based series, and a lot of our new opportunities with the unification with Champ Car have come in the form of road or street courses. So balance is critical, and the schedule we're looking at next year is absolutely a 9 and 9 blend and balance. You grimaced there. I hope that wasn't too painful. But anyway, that is one criteria, and it really is. It's a motivated promoter. It's professional promoters. It's when we come to town, because I'll assure you, if we collectively put on a bad show, it's a bad reflection on our business. So we try as hard as we can to work with professional and motivated promoters that know how to put on a show, know how to deliver that entertainment value, and ensure, again, a good response from our fan base. Drivers are critical about where we go, so again, it's a balance. It's all of our different constituencies, from drivers to teams to venues to fans, suppliers, sponsors. I mean, there's a lot to balance there. And again, so that's you know, it's kind of three-dimensional chess, and it really takes up a lot of our time between John Lewis, Sarah Davis, myself. We really work hard on balancing and putting that schedule together. And it's a pretty complex, it sounds pretty simple, we'll pick out the places and go race. It's a pretty complex process. And so when you find a home like this that works, you really do. You value it, you want to continue to build it, and you don't want to leave. So this one works.